Whenever an expression is greater than, less than, no more than, or at most, you're dealing with an inequality. They are solved in a very similar way as equations. To solve them, you treat the inequality sign just like it's an equal sign. There's only one exception to this. The only time you do anything different is if you need to divide by a negative number to solve for x. When you do that, you flip the sign around. So let me show you some examples of just some basic solving. So if I were giving you 14x plus 3 is greater than 2x plus 15, okay? Just like a regular equation, you've got to get the letters on one side and the numbers on the other. So we start by subtracting 2x from both sides to get my x's on my left side, and subtracting 3 from both sides to get my numbers on my right side. Then I get 12x has to be greater than 12. So I divide both sides by 12, and what I find is that x has to be greater than 1. So this means that only numbers bigger than 1 are a solution. So every number that's bigger than 1 is a solution to this problem. Sometimes you'll be asked to graph an inequality or graph the answer you get after you solve an inequality. So to graph an inequality, you mark the number on a number line and draw an arrow in the direction of the inequality sign. So a special note here, the letter needs to make this true and make this work. The letter needs to be on the left-hand side of the inequality sign, and the number needs to be on the right-hand side of the inequality sign. So some examples. If I have x is less than 3, I've got my letter on the left and my number on the right. Okay, here's my number line. I've got the 3 marked. I took a look up here at my less than sign and I drew an arrow in that direction. I drew an open circle above the 3 because it was just a less than sign and not a less than or equal to sign. The line underneath your sign right there means the circle would be filled in. So, for example, something that is a greater than or equal to, I find the negative 2 on my number line, because it's y is greater than or equal to negative 2, and I draw an arrow in the direction of my inequality, which is to the right. So to put the two ideas together, sometimes we'll have to solve the inequality and then graph the answer. So if I'm given 10x plus 4 is less than 8x plus 10, you start by solving as described earlier. You would subtract your 8x from both sides to get your x's to the left. You're going to subtract your 4's to get your numbers on the right. And you would end up with 2x is less than 6. Then you would divide by 2 to get the x by itself. Because the 2 is a positive number that you're dividing by, I don't change my sign when I write my answer as x is less than 3. And when you take a look at what I drew, there's a mistake. There's an error there. And the error is that I marked my arrow going in the opposite direction of my sign. So this is incorrect. The correct direction of my arrow matches the inequality sign and moves to the left because its x is less than 3. While we're checking for errors, let's take a look at the marking above the 3. It's an open circle. I do not have a line underneath my inequality sign, so that is correct to be an open circle. We will practice this more in class tomorrow. Thanks for watching.